Hi HPS friends and families, it's Miss Diamond again from the Caterpillars class, and I am here back today with a short story that's called Growing Vegetable Soup. I know many of my friends are familiar with this story, and if you're not, we'll get into it today. But before we get into the story, I want to talk about how we are now in spring. It is now April, and this is a great season for growing things, whether it's fruits, veggies, flowers, all types of things you can grow during the spring season, because in spring we have lots of sunshine and we have lots of rain. And those are two things that you need to help things grow. So let's see what happens in this book, Growing Vegetable Soup. Dad says we are going to grow vegetable soup. Has any of my friends had vegetable soup before? I know the Caterpillars have because we made it in class before. And it was so delicious. We're ready to work and our tools are ready too. Let's see what tools they have. Does any of my friends recognize these tools? I see a pink hoe, an orange shovel, and a green rake. Do you have any of these in your home? Wow. It says we are planting the seeds. Look at those pink hands. Do we have pink hands? We don't have pink hands. That's just probably the color they use for this picture. But these are two hands helping plant seeds. And let's talk about some of the seeds we see in the story. See purple, green, yellow for corn, all types of things, right? And all the sprouts, all of those sprouts. And giving them water. Remember, we talked about how water helps things grow. Water can even help us grow. If we drink lots of water and we eat lots of fruits and veggies, that is what helps our bodies grow. And waiting for warm sun to make them grow. So the sun is the other tool that is needed to help veggies grow for this vegetable soup that they are making. And grow. So what happens when things grow? Do they get smaller? No. When things grow, they get bigger, right? And grow into plants. So vegetables start off as a seed and they grow into plants. Like the plants that you all help Miss Brenda water each morning in our classroom. It says, we watch over them and weed. Miss Diamond isn't really good at weeding, but I'm sure you all know someone who is. Maybe you can ask your mommy and daddy, what's weeding and how do we weed? Until the vegetables are ready for us to pick. Look at those tomatoes. Let's count. How many tomatoes do you see? I see 1, 2, 3. I see 3 tomatoes. Or dig up. So it sounds like some vegetables we can pick, but some vegetables we have to dig up. Looks like they had to dig up the potatoes and the carrots. Can you see those carrots? And carry home, and then we wash them. So that's really important, friends. Just how we wash our hands. It's also important that we wash our fruits and veggies, especially if they're coming out from outside with soil on them. And cut them and put them in a pot of water. And cook them into vegetable soup. Yum. At last, it's time to eat it all up. It was the best soup ever. That's what many of the caterpillars said when they got to eat the vegetable soup that we made with their lunch. And we can grow it again next year. The end. And on here, it has a recipe for making vegetable soup. I will include the recipe and instructions in the description below. In the meantime, Jade and I are going to head to the kitchen and make our own vegetable soup. All right, friends, hand washing is super important. So remember, we have to wash our hands with soap before we start anything. I'm going to sing Miss Brenda's hand washing song. Wash, wash, wash your hands, wash them all around. Don't forget to wash between your fingers. Wash, wash, wash your hands, wash them all around. Don't forget to wash between your fingers. And then I'm going to clean our veggies. So I'm just washing the tomato with some water. And I will do the same with the rest of my veggies. So now that we have just finished this fun story, we are going to get ready to make our own vegetable soup. And I have a helper here with me today.
Hi.
It's my daughter Jade again. Jade, first things first, have you washed your hands?
Yes, because we need to stay healthy.
All right, that's right. We always wash our hands and we wash our fruits and veggies so that we can stay healthy. So Jade's going to tell you what we're going to put in our vegetable soup.
So first we have peppers, tomatoes, onions, potatoes, spinach, corn, and mixed veggies.
And our mixed veggies has string beans, lima beans, peas, carrots, a few other things in there, and then we have all of our seasonings that you can choose to use whichever seasonings you want at home. Right? All right, friends, you know what the sound of that is? That is some minced garlic inside of olive oil because we're going to get ready to saute our onions and potatoes. Stay back, Jade. I think this is for a mommy and adult to do. Can I have the potatoes?
Yeah.
Thank you. So, Jade, you're going to back up because the grease pops. It can be very hot sometimes. And maybe if it's popping too much, we should turn the fire down. But remember, this is for a mommy or daddy to help you with. Now I'm going to add our onions and we'll let those saute. We'll be back. Now that our onions and potatoes are all sauteed, which just means they've been cooked some, we are ready to add our other veggies to our pot of water or vegetable broth, with whichever you decide to use. I know in the book they used cabbage, but today, Jade, what are we going to use instead?
Spinach.
We're going to use spinach. We really like spinach, and we didn't have any cabbage, and that's okay. If you don't have an ingredient, you can replace it. So, Jade, let's start adding our ingredients.
Take 1 and 2 hands. You take this hand, and then we're going to pour in the chicken broth. Pour, pour, pour. And keep pouring till the bowl is empty.
All right, and I'm going to do the same with the corn. Whoa. And our mixed veggies. Now, because things are closed, it's hard to get outside to get fresh veggies, so we used frozen veggies. But again, you can use whatever veggies you have in your home. And we're just going to add everything to this mix.
Yeah.
And I'll add the tomatoes and onions and things. We'll turn the heat on. And we'll let that cook on low. We'll come back when it's all done. What'd you say, Jade?
I want some more after this.
You want more? So Jade is already asking for seconds. This is how our soup turned out, friends. We have all of the vegetables, and it's so yummy. You know what else a soup is good for? A soup is good for helping when you have a cold. Miss Diamond felt a little under the weather this morning, and this soup is already opening up my nose. I'm so happy we made this, and I'm so happy you joined me today. Bye.
Bye.